to my channel once again. This is Blue Shark the Gamer. If you're new to my channel, honestly I wouldn't recommend watching my videos because they're shitty, but if you want to, by all means. But today what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be explaining something that I'm really late about, and I'm really sorry, but honestly I think it's okay because the new game is actually coming out for it, the remake of it. And if you guessed it already, I'm talking about The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. What this is an indie game which was made long ago, but now they're remaking it, and it's going to be called Binding of Isaac Rebirth. And I want to clear up a lot of people, actually, believe it or not, how long the game's been out, don't know the story. And if you do, behind the actual story behind Binding of Isaac, and if you do know the story, just stop watching here. Just no purpose for you staying here. Don't complain or anything in the comments. But for those, and this is for those who don't know, and hopefully YouTuber Northern Lion watches this, because sometimes when he's doing his videos, The Binding of Isaac, he doesn't exactly know the exact story behind it. Like he'll make like a remark about the storyline, and he won't exactly know. It's not exactly right. At least I don't think so. Remember this. Oh, I burped. Remember, this isn't like 100% guaranteed this is the story, and I'm probably gonna miss many things about it, but I'm only gonna explain the basics. And this isn't the exact story, is what I'm saying. This is like the most common, it's the most logical assumption of what the story is about. But I'm gonna tell you now. Just forget about the intro scene. The intro scene, I'm not gonna explain, because it's not the story. Most people think that it's not the story. Just know that. And the in-game, I'll explain that later. Just forget about that. Now let's start a new story, like a fresh new slate. Just clear out anything you know about the Binding of Isaac. A boy had called Isaac. His parents. There was two parents, a mom and a dad, of course. They had a son called Isaac. Everything was fine. They were all happy. Then the mom and the dad had a daughter, and they named it Maggie. And to Isaac, it seemed that his mom and dad liked Maggie way more than they liked Isaac. This made Isaac mad, made him jealous, and he also wished that his sister was dead. That's how much he hated her. So one day Maggie actually died. I'm not 100% sure how she died, but she died. Just know that. So she died. Isaac's dad found it all too overwhelming, so he just left Isaac and his mom. After this, Isaac, well, not Isaac, but Isaac's mom was really mad at Isaac because she felt like it was all his fault. It was all his fault. That's what he felt. So everything was like, life was terrible for Isaac, like really bad. And at this point, Isaac wanted to commit suicide. Now this is where the game comes in. The game, basically, think about it as a dream. Think about the game as a dream. What's it called? Isaac had a dream that he's fighting creatures. His mom wanted to kill him, and he escaped to the basement. So just think about it like that. Basically, what the game represents is Isaac's fears. What Isaac is doing in the dream, he's fighting his fears. He's fighting through the enemies, fighting through the bosses. He's overcoming his fears. Now, if you die in the game, he writes his testament in real life, saying whatever, give all my items to Guppy, cool stuff. And he died. He failed to overcome his fears. But if you prevail and you beat all his fears, you keep on going, the bosses are kind of important. Not really, but the bosses, they don't really aren't really that important until you reach Mom. That's where everything takes a turning point into importance. When you get to Mom, you beat her. Basically, what this represents is Isaac is beating the fear. He's overcoming the fear of his mom. After you beat this, you get to mom's heart. Basically what you're doing now is overcoming the fact Isaac's overcoming the fear of him breaking his mom's heart. He's just like, he's gotten past it. It's nothing to him anymore, basically. So after this, you have a choice. You can go to the shoal. You can go to the cathedral. If you go to the shoal, what happens is you fight Satan. The game ends, and you get the ending, where basically what it means is Isaac goes in the chest, suffocates himself, and he dies. And that's how the blue baby, aka question mark question mark question mark, is made. But if you go to the cathedral, this is what happens. You fight Isaac, so you're overcoming the fear of yourself. He's overcoming the fear of himself because he hates himself. So after this, he basically no longer really hates himself. Then you go to the chest. Once you beat the chest, once you beat the blue baby represents Isaac committing suicide. So when you beat the blue baby, basically what this means is Isaac overcame the fear, or not overcame the fear, but he overcame the desire to kill himself. He no longer wants to commit suicide. You basically beat that him wanting to commit suicide. He just doesn't want to do it anymore. So what this does is it shows, if you brought the Polaroid with you, it shows the ending of the pictures, right? So the pictures basically show the story too. This is how this theory was made. It shows Isaac's mom and Isaac's dad. Then they have Isaac. Then they have Maggie. Then Isaac hates Maggie. Then Maggie basically dies. Then Isaac is standing there and his dad leaves. Then his mom is like threatening Isaac with a knife. And then it just shows Isaac crying outside of the chest. With Isaac crying outside of the chest, it basically means Isaac has no longer wants to kill himself. He has given him, this is like basically present time when it shows the picture of Isaac outside of the chest crying. Isaac no longer wants to commit suicide. He realized that committing suicide will not fix anything. Committing suicide will no longer, like, not no longer, but it won't fix anything in general. Committing suicide won't fix anything. So he just like he's not gonna commit suicide, and he's ready for whatever life is gonna bring to him. As bad and as terrible as his life is gonna be, he's ready for it. He's gonna just fight through it all and not commit suicide because it's not gonna fix anything at all. So yeah, that's basically the story. And like I said, the intro story is not the actual story. It's just like, I don't know, I guess you could say it's one of Isaac's drawings of like one of his, I don't know, think of it what you will, but it's not the main story. Just know that much. Also, the characters, I'm not gonna explain every single character themselves, but I'm gonna tell you, like, I know what they mean. All of the characters are Isaac. Let's get that let's just put that out there. All of the characters are Isaac, but what they each represent something. For example, Judas betrayed Jesus or God. I forgot which one it was, but what that means is Isaac feels like he betrayed his mother by Maggie dying. Eve is like the greatest sinner of all time, so Isaac himself feels like the greatest sinner out there. And like the blue baby represents Isaac wanting to commit suicide. So they all represent something. If you want to know exactly what they represent, just look it up. I'm sure it's somewhere. But yeah, that's basically the entire story. I know this is really, really weird to appear in my channel, and I'm sorry, even though like not too many people watch it but my friends. But I'm sorry to my friends. If you don't know what The Binding of Isaac is, if you want to find out, just look it up. But yeah, that's the main story. Just for anyone out there who wants to know about it and doesn't know about it already. I know this is really late, but yeah, this is just for those who don't know exactly what the story is about. Exactly. So that's just there. This is for you guys, and hopefully Northern Lion watches this. I know it's not gonna happen, but I really, really hope Northern Lion watches this, just so he like has any doubts out of his head, just so he knows the story correctly, at least for what seems to be the story. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Like, dislike, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Like, dislike, subscribe, whatever you want, man. Just do it. Peace.